So, hey, I'm really excited to be here and talk to you about techniques. I've been in this industry for over 3 decades, and this is the most exciting part. It's where the rubber meets the road in this business. It is the gateway skill, and there's nothing better than building a list and getting started, those first beginning moments of getting started, and then utilizing that excitement and that enthusiasm to bring this information to people and invite them properly. There are good ways to get people to take a look, and there are not so good ways to get people to take a look. And so I want to talk to you about some great ways, invitation techniques that have kind of been boiled down over time that work, and how to get people to take a look. This is the where, again, this is where the rubber meets the road. This is the most important skill. The people who get the most people to take a look at this business are the people who make the most money. We say this a lot. Your income is in direct proportion to the number of times you and your team get people to take a look. I like to call it showing the plan. Your income's in direct proportion to the number of times that you and your team show the plan. Pretty simple. So use the Think Plus Connect mobile app. It's never been easier to build your business. Now, look, I know there's been some updates going on with some compliance things, some new things that we have to put into the presentation. So we've taken down the video temporarily, but it is being updated, and you can still use the Vimeo video for now. But just so you know, the new video, there's going to be an updated video coming out soon on there. But utilizing that Think Plus Connect app to not only invite and track what people are doing, but to then drip on them afterwards and get information out to them after you show them the plan. So invitation tips. This is for proper mindset, right? There's this little acronym, GIGO. It's an IT term. It's garbage in, garbage out. It's funny, but computers only operate on whatever. If you put good information into a computer, good information comes out. The computer is only as good as the information that goes in. And guess what? So is your brain. And so is your attitude and your mindset. It's garbage in, garbage out. And I can tell you this, there's 4 things. It's like 4 wheels on a car. And it consists of the things that you read, the things that you listen to. That's like the front 2 tires on your car. And then the people you associate with, and then the people that you counsel with. Okay, so reading, listening, who you're surrounding yourself with on a regular basis, and then who you're talking to and getting and being mentored by. Who are you counseling with? These are kind of like the 4 wheels on the car. And it's very important, you guys. And I'll tell you right out of the gate, if you want to have the proper mindset for making invitations and inviting people, you need to be reading on a regular basis. And I can tell you this right now, this is one of the books. I mean, this is a great one. It's called Bringing Out the Best in People. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Bringing Out the Best in People. Yeah, there it is. I think I need to turn off how do I do that? Unblur the background. There we go. Bringing Out the Best in People. It's a great book. This is a great one. I mean, you look at this. These are things that will help you with your invitation. The 12 rules for bringing out the best in people. How about number 1? Expect the best from people you lead. Number 2, make a thorough study of the other person's needs. I'm not going to go through all of them, but I am going to touch on 3 of them. Establish high standards for excellence. That's just 3 out of the 12. You guys, this book is incredible. I've read it several times. I always have things like circled in there, and I have bookmarks. I'm reading some of the bookmarks. I mean, this book, I haven't picked up this book in a little while, but here's another one. How to Win Friends and Influence People. That's a good one by Dale Carnegie. I love this book. One of the things in here, it doesn't matter what page you turn to in this book. This one says, the big secret of dealing with people. There is only one way under high heaven to get anybody to do anything. Did you ever stop to think of that? Yes, just one way. And that is by making the other person want to do it. Nuggets of gold right there from How to Win Friends and Influence People. When you're dealing with people, why not learn about people's personalities, right? You should be studying the people who do the best, who excel the most in this business, in this industry, are the people that learn to work with other people. This is a people-based business. We're not actually in the electricity business. That's not the business that I'm in. I'm in the business of helping people. I'm in the people business. Electricity and community solar and retail supply and free energy and apps and whatever we're going to be offering to people as we go. That's just what we're offering. But what we're actually in the business of is finding people who want to excel, who want to move forward, and helping them get there, finding out what people want and helping them use this Think Plus vehicle as a way to get it. That's actually the business that we're in when you think about it. So this is a great one, Positive Personality Profiles. That's a great book as well by Dr. Robert Rome. I love this. It talks about the 4 quadrants of people. I learned this a long time ago when there's the 4 quadrants, right in there. I don't know if you can see them, but there's the 4 quadrants. It teaches you, I learned this a long time ago, and everybody should read this book or one like it, because it taught me how to ask people 2 questions, and I can figure out their personality type based on 2 questions that I ask anybody from reading this book. Think about this. I can ask someone, are you more outgoing or are you more reserved? And depending on which way they answer, I say, great, here's another question. Are you more task-oriented or are you more people-oriented? And I learned this in this book a long time ago, and I can go and ask anybody in the world 2 questions. And in 2 questions, I know which personality type they are. And so I know how to talk to them and how to speak their language. Okay, so if you want more, Jim Rohn says it all the time, if you want more, you need to get better. And this is one of the ways you get better. And here's another one. This one, everybody should have this, Eric Worre Go Pro. If you don't have this book, I mean, I don't know, it's like the Bible or the handbook for what we're doing here in this business. There's a section in here, and I'm going to key in on a lot of this stuff when I get into our little training segment that we have here. Skill number 2, this is chapter 5. Skill number 2, chapter 5, right? I don't know if you can see that, but there it is. It's inviting prospects to understand your product or opportunity. That's skill number 2. So that's what we're going to talk about today. All right. And you should surround yourself with a lot. You should listen to things and read things. I mean, look, if you're driving in the car, get Eric Worre's book, get these books on audio. Listen to them on audio instead of listening to the radio. The radio and news, that's just going to make your day worse. I mean, why fill your mind when you're driving in your car with negative news information? Are you kidding me? Get your mind up, uplift yourself, right? Here's another thing. You learn about this when you're going through Eric Worre's Go Pro. 5 reach outs a day, right? 5 reach outs a day keeps the bill collector away. That's a great tip for the proper mindset. And then set up reminders for yourself. We all have these phones, right? We all have phones and electronic devices around us, or maybe you do it on paper, whatever. But set up reminders. Maybe you have a paper calendar or you write things down. Whatever it is, always set up reminders, because that sets yourself up for success. If you're going to do this, and everybody's busy, you've got your busy family life, you've got your busy work life, you've got your busy, your busy church life, you got all the things you're doing in life, right? Your busy hobby life. We're all busy. So having a system to remind you to do things so that you don't have to think about everything all the time. How many times do you forget, right? A lot of people forget to do something, and then they go, oh, I forgot to follow up with the person that I told them I would follow up with them because I got busy. Well, if you had a reminder system set up on your phone to tell you about it, you would do it, right? And so positive affirmations to set your tone. That's another thing. Saying, there's a book, it's called The Greatest Salesman in the World, and it has this thing called the scrolls. And I did this exercise many times in my life. And the scrolls are positive affirmations that you say over and over and over again until you can repeat them without even having to look at what you're reading. But the positive affirmations to set your tone. Whenever I talk to someone, before I start reaching out to anyone, before I start inviting anyone, like I did today, I invited 7 people today to take a look at it today. I wanted to get it done before noon because that's how my day worked out, and I did. I invited 7 people to take a look. But before I did that, before I invited them, because I didn't know if I'd end up on the phone quickly with them or not, just be a text or an email or whatever it would be, or a direct message. But before I did that, I always say this to myself. I say to myself, the people I'm reaching out to today, I'm about to change their life. I'm about to change their lives today. They have no idea what I'm about to show them, but what I've got is the exact thing that they've been looking for to get them from point A to point B. And it's up to me to reach out to them the right way and get this information into their brain so that they can identify something that can change their life. Then I go out and do my invites. So you guys, get yourself into the proper mindset. Take a few seconds, before you go and meet someone. When I'm going to physically meet someone face to face or get on a meeting, like if I'm driving to someone's to meet them for coffee, I grab the steering wheel before I go in and I go, I'm about to blow this person's doors in. They have no idea what's about to hit them. I've got something great, and it doesn't matter if they want it or not, but I've got something great that can change their life. Let's find out if this is the right time for them. And that's my mindset going in. All right. So having positive affirmations is a big deal when you're trying to invite people the right way. And you will invite people the right way if you keep your invitation and your mindset for invitation in the right frame. All right. So I'm going to assume that everybody on this call, because you followed our 5-3-5 system and our fast start training that we do every Saturday. And if you haven't, go watch it. It's on YouTube. But I'm assuming that you have identified your why. You have at least a list of 100 to 2,000 people, somewhere in that range, maybe more. Somebody the other day, I sponsored a woman the other day, told her to get on to our 5-3-5 training. And I said, look, as soon as you're done with your list, give me a call because we're going to go over some things and we're going to get you in the right mindset to invite people. And I said, so as soon as you finish up, let me know how many people are on your list and then we'll talk. And it was the next day, she's like, I have 2,000, I think it was 2,423 people on her list because she used the tools. So I'm gonna assume that everybody on this call that's what you're doing, because if you don't have a list of 100 to 2,000 people, don't be inviting anybody until you do. And then always be in the mindset of complimenting people. Always be complimenting. ABC. Always be complimenting people. All right. So that's the mindset. And then it's all about, you're going to text people, you're going to phone call them, you're going to email them, you're going to Facebook message or LinkedIn message or send them a message on WhatsApp or Instagram or TikTok or Snap or X or whatever it is that you're using. You want to use all the mediums that you have available. Somebody said, well, I only have phone and text. I'm like, great. Everybody that you talk to, you either make a phone call or you text them. That's right. I said, you never email anybody? They're like, nope. You never Facebook anybody? Nope. I'm like, great. You're qualified. You have a phone and you can text people. Perfect. That's where it'll start. So we moved on from there. So let's talk about a virtual grand opening invite, because everybody should be doing this. I mean, you should either be having a virtual grand opening if you're just getting started, or you should be encouraging yourself and your team to have a virtual grand reopening for your business if you've already been in the business for a little while. Every business that's out there has a grand opening, and many have a grand reopening. So why wouldn't you do the same thing? Virtual grand openings are great. You get a leader. We did a video on this last week. Go watch it on YouTube. We're not going to go through all the details, but a virtual grand opening invite is like you've set up a time on Zoom or whatever medium you're using, Teams, Google Meet, whatever it is, and you're having a leader or someone come on and do a presentation. You can do a presentation yourself too, but why not have somebody else do it with you? And how do you get people onto a virtual grand opening? Well, invite them very simply. Hey, I'm having a virtual grand opening for my business, and set the tone with them. Set the tone real easy. Give them a way out before they even got in, right? I'm having a virtual grand opening for my business. Not sure if it'd be something that you're interested in or not. I don't know. And I don't really care, right? I mean, it doesn't matter. There's nothing to buy. We're not selling anything. Leave your checkbook and your credit card at home. Okay, don't need it. But would you hop on to my virtual grand opening? I have a very successful person from, wherever coming to help me out. And I would love it if you would make my Hollywood squares on the screen look full. Can you hop on to my grand opening at 7 o'clock on Tuesday and just sit there and just listen? Would you do that for me? It could be as simple as that. This is a very easy invite. You could be at the virtual grand opening and be like, listen, we're having an overview for our business, a brand new business that I started, just getting it launched right now, grand opening, really excited about it. Probably not going to be something you're really excited about, but would you hop in and at least take a look? You guys, it's very simple like that. It's going really well for me. Don't know if it would be for something for you or not. But look, the worst thing that could happen, we're not selling anything, but the worst thing that can happen out of this on this presentation is we show you a way to save money without anything changing, or maybe get something for free that you've been paying for without anything changing. So there's a lot of ways to do grand opening invites, but have that and a home meeting invite. That's the same exact way, except can you take a seat in my living room to make my living room look full and help me out? That's it. I'm having a grand opening. Will you come by? Will you swing by and sit there? We're gonna have some snacks. We're gonna have some drinks, whatever. Very light fare. No big deal. Nothing to buy. Nothing. Not looking to sell anything. You can leave your checkbook at home, right? Leave your credit card at home. Doesn't matter. Would you just come in and sit there and help me with my grand opening and help me to have a great grand opening because you're my friend, because you're my neighbor, because you're my relative, whatever it would be. And hey, there might be something in there that you never know, could be a life-changing moment for you. This is another one during invites. I'd like to get your opinion on this. I love that. It's one of my favorite things to say to people. One of the best things you can say to people is that you value their opinion. You realize when you say that to someone, you're giving them a compliment. You're giving them a compliment. So compliment people and then invite them. Hey, I'd love to get your opinion on this. I'd love to run something by you. Who would say no to running something by you? Like if somebody said to you, hey, like to run something by you. No, I don't think so. You'd have to be like the worst person in history to say, no, I don't want you to run something by me. They don't even know what it is. You're not telling them what it is until you run it by them. I'd like to get your brain wrapped around this. You're one of the smartest people I know. You're one of the most critical thinkers I know. Compliment them. I'd love to get your brain wrapped around this. Like here's your brain without this information. Here's your brain with this information. I cannot wait to see what happens after you actually wrap your brain around this. Like your brain wrapped around this is going to be amazing to see what happens. Pay them a compliment. I'd love to get your eyes on this. I'd love to get your eyes on this. You're asking for their opinion again. These are all good things to say to people, like little one-liners that will help your invitation, little nuggets, little pieces, little silver bullets that you can use that will help you as you move forward. You can promote the person, the company, the industry, or the event, whatever it happens to be. Like sometimes, hey, if you're inviting somebody to see Mike Falquist on a business overview, I'm just giving an example. He's a very detail-oriented person. He's one of the smartest people you know. It's kind of like that, He's one of the sharpest people I know. He's very personable, but he's very business-minded. So promote the person, promote the company. Look, hey, our company recently got $100 million capital commitment from a huge private equity firm to build a best-in-class sustainable energy platform. That's what we did, and we're in the process of doing that. I'd love to have you take a look, promote the company, right? Hey, we just took a company, we just acquired this company, Think Energy, and turned a 1-star rated company into 4.5 stars in almost record time. I'd love to have you take a look at what we're doing because we're doing business the right way. Promote the company. We're not selling anything. We have a company that doesn't even have a sales department. We don't even have an advertising department. Promote that to people. We're growing in leaps and bounds, bringing in tens of thousands of customers, and we don't even have an advertising department. Think about that. Promote the industry. We're in an industry that's a multi-billion-dollar industry, hundreds of billions of dollars. It's an industry where some of the largest transfer of wealth in the history of our country is happening. That's the industry that I'm in. I'd love to have you take a look at what I'm doing. I'd love to get your eyes on this. Promote the event. We're having a lunch. We're having a lunch. These people are coming to it. I'd love to have you pop in. We're having a local event at a local establishment. I'd love to have you come in and meet some of the industry veterans. There's nothing to buy. Just come over and just take a look at what we're doing. We're just sharing information and educating the public about things that they don't even know about that are good for them and their family's bottom line and their household budget. Why don't you pop into this event? There's going to be some people there. We're going to have a lot of fun. You get to, I'll introduce you to some of the other people. Nobody's going to badger you to join anything or spend any money. That's not what we're doing. That's how you promote things to people, right? And so here's another great one. You meet someone in the business and you say to yourself, I do this all the time. When I meet a new person in the business, I always sit there and think, I wonder who would be a really good person for this person to meet. Like when I met Brendan Kenny, I was like, first time I met Brendan Kenny, right? I was like, okay, who's somebody there's some people I know in my life on my list that they should meet Brendan because of his personality, because he's exciting, I met Jim Kenny, right? I'm like, who's somebody I know that should know Jim Kenny? He's very detail oriented. He's very thorough. He leaves no stones unturned, right? Who do I know that Ed Kenny, one of the nicest, most personable people who do I know that Ed Kenny that should know Ed Kenny? That's using the I know someone you should know invite is very powerful. I know someone in my life that you should know. They'll add value to your life. I want to put you two together. You two should be introduced to it. There's somebody I know that you should know. See, when somebody says that to me, I'm like, really? Why is that? And then they tell me, and I'm like, maybe I should know this person. I'd love to be introduced to this person. That's how it works, you guys. Inviting potential advisors. I mean, here's a great one, the coffee invite. I love this one because people get together for coffee all the time, right? So you can text somebody, let's have coffee virtually, let's have coffee face to face, whatever it is. But this is somebody you might know really well, and you text them all the time, and you just text them one word with a question mark. We were doing this the other day with somebody. I said, are there people you meet for coffee, over the course of a year, in the last year? And they're like, yeah. I said, how many people have you met for coffee? Like, I don't know. I've probably met, my friends and stuff like that. I don't know, probably, for a drink or for coffee. Yeah, we probably, 10 people. Okay, great. Why don't you text the people that you have coffee with on a regular basis and just text them the word coffee with a question mark at the end of it? And they're like, that's it? I'm like, yeah, that's it. And so they're like, okay, great. I'll text them coffee. So they texted 10 people coffee. How long does it take you to text 10 people coffee? So they start getting messages back. So they text them coffee. And then all of a sudden the person says, sure. The first person comes back and says, sure, when? I'm like, great. They're like, well, what do I do now? I'm like, well, you're going to have coffee with your friend, right? They're like, yeah. I said, great. So then send them a message back, say, great, because I really value your opinion and I need to run something by you and get your opinion on it. I'll see you on Tuesday at 2:00 at Starbucks. Okay, great. See you then. They literally booked appointment after appointment by starting the invitation with the word coffee on text, because that's how they communicate and that's how they get together. Right? Saying this to somebody. I'd love to have you sit in on this meeting and be a fly on the wall. I'd love for you to be a fly on the wall. That means you don't even have to participate. Just be a spy. Come in and be a fly on the wall and give me your honest opinion. Let me know what did you think of the vibe? What did you think of the speakers? What did you think of the information? Whatever it is, sit in on the meeting and be a fly on the wall. Maybe you can help me improve my meeting, even if you don't see anything that you like in there. But if you see something that you like, then let me know. You guys, the object is to get people to take a look, not to get people to join. You're not using, like somebody asked me the other day, they said, it was really funny. They said, how do you get people to join? Like, no, it wasn't even that. It was like, how do you make people join your business? And I'm like, wow, that's a tough question. I don't make anybody join the business. In fact, sometimes I tell people, please do not join this business unless you're actually going to do something, because, I don't want to waste your time, but I also don't want to waste my time. Okay, so sit in on a meeting and be a fly on the wall. Here's the 7 out of 10 invite. I love this one too. This is great. This is Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn 101. He says to people, he goes, hey, listen, I'd love to have you take a look at something and run this by you, because 7 out of 10 people that I talk to are not who I'm looking for. But 3 out of 10 are. So let's see if which one you are. Are you in the 3 or are you in the 7? Because it's a fun way to reach out to somebody. You're honestly telling them it's the truth. Because 7 out of 10 people that you show this to, they're lazy, they're complacent, their timing is right, they're making way too much money, they don't care about doing anything else, they're not able to, their spouse won't let them, whatever it is, right? They don't have confidence in themselves to do it. That's fine. Or they're just not looking right now. 7 out of 10 people aren't looking right now, but 3 out of 10 are. It's my job to get to the 3. Let's see which one of them let's see which one you are, the 3 or the 7. The personality invite. See, this is something you'll get good at when you go through and learn more about personality styles, where you can actually invite someone. Like if somebody is really detail oriented, I'm going to invite them to the presentation. I'm going to be like, listen, you're going to see some facts and figures here that are very detailed. We have one of the most comprehensive compensation plans that you're ever going to find. And I think you're going to be really impressed with the way that we put this together. Okay, I don't care whether it's for you or not, but you're really going to like the information that we have here. We go through the process of where we started, where we came from, what we're doing, the exact services that we offer, and exactly how you can save people money and then in the process make people money. We go through all the facts and figures. See, that's somebody that's very detail oriented. Now, there's other people that are like what we call high I personalities. They're like inspiring, they're inspirational, they're inventive, right? People, we call them high I personalities if you read the personality profiles book. So that somebody who's like that is very people oriented, right? They love to be around groups of people. So I invite people like that to a presentation and I say, listen, there's going to be a lot of information there, but you know what's even more exciting? The people you're going to be able to meet. I can't wait to introduce you to the leaders there. They're from all walks of life. They travel all over the world. You're going to love them. It's going to be exciting. We do these trips that people every 6 months, we go on a trip and you can qualify for it. Look, there's nothing to buy. We're not selling anything. We're not tricking anybody into it. It's just an exciting time to get around like-minded people. And you know what? You're going to really love some of the people I introduce you to. Same exact meeting, but 2 different personality invites. The occupation invite. This is a great one too. Hey, listen, Miss Realtor, Mrs. Realtor, we have a lot of successful realtors that are involved in our business right now. Okay. I definitely don't want to hide this from you. I would love to have you take a look at this. I'm not trying to get you to do anything, but other people like you that are in the same occupation, other doctors, other dentists, other lawyers, other gas station owners, other car wash owners, other restaurant owners, other people that work for the state, people who, sell things, people who fix roads, other people who do what you do are doing this business with us and they're having tremendous success. So matching people up based on the occupation, that's a commonality. That's something that you can really introduce to people. It's great. The, hey, I don't want you to be mad at me invite. This is like if I didn't tell you, or if you found out later that my life had changed dramatically and I kept it from you, I didn't want that to be the case. So I want to share this with you before that happens. I want to share this with you before someone on my team gets to you, because we're growing fast. And I also want to get to you before my life changes dramatically. And, a year from now, you say, why didn't you tell me a year ago I could have done the same thing you're doing? Like, how upsetting would that be if I withheld it from you and then you blame me later? So look, I don't care whether you do it or not, but I don't want you to be mad at me later. Does that sound fair enough? Let's get you to take a look. That's the I don't want you to be mad at me, invite. But let's make a deal invite. This is a fun one too. This is where you just say to somebody, hey, I like this one too. Because I'll say to people, hey, listen, if you come across anything in your life that looks good as far as how to make money, how to improve your circumstances, how to move forward in life, if you find something that looks good, Will you promise to tell me about it? And they go, yeah, I guess so. Great. Well, I'll promise to tell you, if I come across anything that looks good as well. Do we have a deal? And they say, yeah, we have a deal. And sometimes I'll say, great, let's shake on it to make it a deal. Or I'll text it to you because it's a deal. And I'll say, hey, if I find anything, I'll text it to them. If I find something that looks good, I'm going to tell you. And if you find something that looks good, you tell me. Here's the reminder about our deal. And then a couple of days later, you call them up, you go, like, listen, you're not going to believe this. I found something exactly like what we were talking about. And then you show them the plan. To take it away before the invite. This is like reverse psychology, right? Where you say to somebody, listen, this is probably not for you. You're probably not going to like it. You're probably not going to be interested. You're probably going to be too busy. You're probably not going to be qualified. I don't know what it is, whatever it is, but it's probably not going to be for you. But I'd really love to get your opinion on it. I'd like to get your eyes on it. I'd like to run this by you. See, give them an out before they even get in. Because most people, they'll say, well, I don't know if it's not for me or not. I might be. I can't tell you how many times I say to people, this is probably not going to be for you. And they go, well, how do you know that? See, now instead of saying, I've got something that's great, you're going to love it, it's unbelievable. You're coming on too strong. You're trying to harpoon them. You're trying to make them join your business. Instead, you're just like, I don't know if it's for you or not. It's probably not going to be for you because you're too busy, but we're having a lot of fun and we're making a lot of money. I'd love to have you take a look. And they go, well, if you're having fun and making a lot of money, how do you know it wouldn't be for me? See, now you're in the right mindset, the posture. Pedestal invite. This is where you put it's someone who's like, they're on the higher socioeconomic, they're on the ladder of socioeconomics. They're higher on the ladder than you are, and they know it, and so do you. They're on your like chicken list, right? So you just say, hey, listen, you're the most successful person I know. You're the most critical thinker that I know. You're the smartest person, sharpest person I know. I'd love to have you take a look at this. It's probably not going to be for you, but I'd love to have you take a look at this so you can point me in the right direction. Tell me what I need to do that's different. Maybe you can give me some insights on improvement. I'd love to have you take a look at it, at least know what I'm doing. I don't care if you do it or not. And I'm not even trying to get you to do anything. Just want you to take a look. That's the pedestal invite. The practice invite is almost the same way, except it's just anybody you can practice on, right? You can just say, "Hey, listen, I'd love to practice on you because I'm getting ready to show some very high-powered, high-caliber people a business overview." This is great, you guys. When you say to somebody, you made a list of people and you're reaching out to the best people first, because that's what we teach you to do. So you've got 10 people, 20 people that are at the top of your list, and you're going to reach out to them right away. And so you tell the person, I've got some really high powered business people or some really high caliber people that I'm about to show a business overview to. And I would really love it if I could practice on you because you're one of the smartest people I know. You're one of the most numbers-oriented people I know. You're one of the most critical thinkers that I know. You're one of the biggest jerks that I know. No, I'm kidding. Just kidding. But you're one of the most negative people that I know, right? You can poke a hole in anything. Would you please take a look at this for me and let me practice on you so that I can get better for when I show the people who this information is actually designed for? See, like it's really cool, It's a lot of fun it's a lot of fun when you have all these different types of things that you can use and pick and choose the things that are good for you. I don't know what it will be. One of these bullet points may help you read these books, get to know more about the invite, and you're going to have a tremendous business as you grow this thing. This is my favorite one. I'm going to end with this. We'll open it up for questions. But the 20 states invite, it's the ultimate icebreaker. You take a picture of this screen right here on your phone, you send it to someone, and you ask them, what's your number? Like I text this to people. This is what I texted out to 7 people today. Remember I said I invited 7 people to take a look? This is what I started with all of them. I texted, one of them I Facebook messaged because I didn't have their phone. The other one I did a link, the other 2 I did LinkedIn because I didn't have their phone number. One, I only had their email, so I did that. I'm like, great, because I was like, I didn't have a way to communicate on the phone with them right away, and the rest of them was text. And I simply sent this out to people. And I said to them, I sent them a picture, this picture, and I said, "What's your number?" That's all I did with 7 people. Like, that's all. And one person said, "What do you mean, what's my number?" And I said, "Read the question at the top and let me know what your answer is. Your number. How many of the states do you know people in?" And they go, "Oh, okay, hang on a second." And then they get back to me and they go, 11. Another one said 9. I had one say 20. One person today said 20. And then I had another one say 50, including the states that aren't even on this map. They said, "I know people in all 50 states." Why? See, that's now you've got this is a great icebreaker. And so I just said the same thing to all of them. I did the same thing I said to all of them. This is the exact response I gave to every single one of them. Great answer. Because anything one or more and one or above means that we need to bring you up to speed on this business project. And then I just went right into the invite that was proper for them. Said, we're expanding rapidly, moving forward, a clean energy project. We're not selling anything. There's nothing to buy. We're actually saving people money at a time when they need it most. I'd love to have you take a look at it. Love to get your opinion on it. Love to get your eyes on it. Probably not for you. It was all the same thing. It was all little pieces of what we just went through. Okay, so that's how it works, you guys. This is very simple. Set up a time to take a look. This is our weekly virtual meeting schedule. It's expanded because corporates added some things. We do business presentations Monday through Thursday at 8, and then during the day at 1 p.m. on Thursday for people who can't make it in the evening or want to pop in on their lunch break. We do trainings Tuesday at 1 like this. Today at 3 o'clock, there's an office hour. Corporate will be on at that Zoom link for 1 hour today and Thursday. So Tuesday and Thursday during the day at 3 p.m. Eastern. These are all Eastern times. Office hours. We have 2 office hours this week. They'll answer any questions that you have that are not customer related that revolve around EA support. So any non-EA support questions. Thursdays, Community Solar Fireside Chat at 6 p.m. Eastern. Corporate is on there answering, doing a quick 10-minute presentation, and then a fireside chat. You could actually send a guest onto that call. Somebody who's already seen the presentation but would like to learn more about community solar and has a question. Yeah, I've done it. Somebody who's thinking about becoming an advisor, I'm like, sure, they want to know more about corporate. It's another way to get a touch. And then Saturday, our Fast Start 535 trainings, which are recorded and